Welcome to the Untouched Quest. I'm Elizabeth.
And I'm Siri. And if you want to follow the story, you can read Elfquest for free at elfquest.com. And remember to follow us on your favorite podcast platform.
So today's episode is going to be a bonus episode over the summer where we are going to do some dream interpretation for the dreams in Dreamtime.
So this is just us having fun interpreting the dreams of the elves, and it has nothing to do with the actual meaning with the Elfquest story.
Or any actual meaning with why Wendy chose to write their story about their dreams this way. Just for fun.
No, we just wanted to see what the dream dictionary says about the symbols that appears in the different dreams.
Yes. So we're gonna start off with Redlance's dream. And he dreams about trees.
And there's a lot to say about trees, so he only gets trees. He doesn't get any other symbols. And we are using the Dream Dictionary A to Z from Teresa Cheung. Linking the earth with the heavens, the tree is an archetypical symbol that can represent cosmic unity in dreams. However, it actually refers to your spiritual growth. The tree's roots draw on the depth of unconscious. The trunk is the solid body, and the branches reach to the enlightenment of heaven. According to Jung is a dream scientist, the tree is a symbol of self despite in the process of growing. If this interpretation is used, dreams about trees can be seen to symbolic of the basic structure of your inner self, telling you a greater deal about yourself and your personal growth. Because each element of the tree's structure also denotes aspects of you, your life, your past, your present, and even your future. When one appears in your dream, it is best to work with the image fairly exclusively. The shape of the tree and the condition of the roots, trunk, branches, leaves, and fruits all sends important messages, as does the landscape in which the tree is growing. And if you dream of a particular species of tree, understanding its symbolic association with further aid your interpretation and your self-knowledge. A tree that is fallen or cut down may symbolize obstacle in your path, and a tree struck by lightning or in flames may represent a situation that is about to erupt. It can also symbolize electrified energy or being on fire for a goal or desire. The roots of the tree represent your unconscious mind as well as your childhood and your past. The roots from which you have grown. If the roots in your dreams appear strong, this suggests that the past is still heavily influencing your present. It could also suggest that your past was stable and supportive.
We felt that this represented Redlance's dream very well.
It also reflects a little bit what we talked about when we actually talked about the story, that he's like longing back to the original halt. He's like, his past is strong, like the symbol with the root.
It is. So next up is tree stump, and we're going to talk about armor.
If you're dressed in armor in your dream, do you need to protect yourself against something or someone? In doing such heavy attire, you are better protected, but you also restrict your movement. Perhaps your unconscious is telling you that it might be better to open up about what is troubling you instead of keeping it a closed guard secret. I don't know what Tree Stump is keeping a secret, but
no,
he for sure has to protect himself.
Yeah, absolutely. And he showed that he felt a lot of need to protect his tribe and his loved ones in this dream as well.
And then we also looked at struggle for Tree Stump. If you are fighting or struggling with an unknown enemy in your dream, this might represent a struggle with the shadow side of your nature and unwelcome aspect of your personality. For example, there might be a battle between your moral code and your sexual desire, or between your intellectual and your emotional needs. Conflict can also occur between your personal drive and social, political, and economical drives. I don't think Tree Stump have that, but
no.
The fight may also represent a battle between yourself and another person, and your conscious and unconscious need. If the enemy is someone you know, perhaps you have unsuspected feelings of animosity toward them. Your unconscious may also be urging you to work out why there is a conflict, and may be suggesting that there is a more subtle way of dealing with it than with fists.
Yeah, and what we kind of got in the end of his story as well was that fighting ended really bad for his story.
Yeah, and dealing with your problems with the swords and armors and fighting, it's not the best one
No.
anyway. So I feel the elves has become better friends with the trolls by being friends with them, just
Yeah.
talking, trading and doing that kind of stuff instead of like the goldbacks who's just fighting.
Yeah. So next one up is Shanti. And we're going to talk a lot about water and waves.
The first one is wave. This is a pretty short one though. This frightening image can suggest that your personal problems have raged out of control and that your place is in the world is uncertain and shifting.
Shantia has like moved home and moved tribe and
Mm-hmm.
been through a lot of changes during his life.
Yeah. And I feel he still hasn't really found his place within the Wolf Riders. He's still like, what's my
Yeah, and he,
duty kind
like
of
he
thing.
has said that he doesn't like feel like one of them, whilst they're saying that like you're more one of us than some of us are.
Mm-hmm.
It's just like about him like realizing and finding his place in a tribe.
Yeah. And then water. In dreams, water is a common theme and is associated with the fluid of the womb, and its role in evolution makes it an archetypical symbol in the dreamer's emotional life. Water is also a symbol of spiritual life force. In most cultures, there are tales of healing waters, and in dreams, as in baptism or in immersed in water, is to be spiritually cleansed. As a governing element of the zodiac sign of Cancer, Scorpio, and Pisces, it is said to endow people born under the sign with the feminine qualities of gentleness and changeability. Dreams of entering water suggest refreshment, healing, and becoming something new. I feel this really represents, though, that through his dream, he figured out how to actually use his powers.
Yeah.
Like starting something new and waking something new.
Yeah.
And he ends his dream with the palace. A mansion and a palace in dreams have a similar interpretation as houses, but with the emphasis on those possibilities within us that have yet to be developed and explored. There is a sense of something special or wonderful happening within yourself, as palaces are places or enchantments and treasures in fairy tales. However, palaces may also represent a warning against adopting a pretentious facade and living beyond your means.
So I think this also turns back to like his newfound powers and how they are empowered by being close to the palace and how important the palace actually is to the elves.
Yeah, I think so too. And then we end with all the doors, and doors is actually a common symbol in a lot of dreams, and doors appearing in your dream represent the need for change and the opportunity to start something new. All you need to do is open the door and see what's on the other side.
A new door.
And another door.
And another.
So we're not gonna get to know what's on the other side of Shanti's door, but
No, I think he needs to figure that out.
I don't think he really knows that yet too.
Or-
Maybe that's why there's a door within a door within a
Yeah, or
door.
maybe he's not ready to see what's on the other side.
Yeah, true.
Next up is Venka.
And then her first symbol is mother. She dreams basically only about her mother.
Or her kind of her two mothers, one actual mother and the other
Yeah, true.
mother in symbol.
Yeah. A dream about your mother may be telling you something about your relationship with your mother. Mother attachment may be so strong that the development of your own individuality has been stalled. Giving inner independence from your mother is the first great step toward realizing your true self. The mother may symbolize the unconscious, intuitive part of yourself. This, however, can take a positive or a negative form. Each of us has a fundamental, perhaps instinctive drive to bond with a woman at birth. And if that bonding does not happen, much of what would be considered normal development cannot or does not take place. So mothers sometimes represent the survival instinct and what happened in those early years of trying to become independent of such need. In a woman's life, her relationship with her mother will impact all other relationships, and if it is lacking in some way, she may find herself nurturing needy males or forming unsatisfying relationship with both men and women. Scenarios involving the mother figure in dreams are therefore one way of working through and moving forward from these issues. Do we think Benka has some mama issues?
Well, when Wenka was really young, Kavi left her with the Wolf Riders.
Yeah, and even though like when she was a baby, I feel she wasn't that like eager to bond and have like mommy baby time either. Like
I
she was
don't-
out fighting.
Yeah, I don't think that the go backs really have a really mother daughter relationship. I think they have
No.
a very fluid relationship because mostly they don't know who the dads are.
True,
So
but
everyone is kind of everyone's child, and it's a very loose interpretation of you're one of the people that take care of children, so you'll take care of my children and that children and those children and those children. The mothers doesn't necessarily have to mother.
no,
their
but
children.
I still feel that Venka has some
Yeah.
issues like with these
Yeah, because she was
feelings,
most
you
likely
know.
not mothered by Kavi.
No.
She had other things on her mind.
But how old was she when she came with the Wolf Riders? Or like
she was a child.
was she like a baby or she was like running around?
She was delivered to the Wolf Riders as a toddler.
So basically, Kavi hasn't been the real mother for,
No, and it's
or
also-
like the acting mother.
yeah,
for
like
Venka,
it's like
for-
Rayek said that the Wolf Riders brought her up as one of their own and made her
Mhm.
into the amazing person she is today.
Yeah.
None of her parents really had a acting role in that part, as none of them were present.
No. The next symbol is sword, since Venka gets a sword from her mother. Sword features in legend, religion, and mythology, and are often wielded to subdue evil forces, representing the triumph of good or evil. Sword can be also denoted kingship, or as exemplified by Excalibur, the sword of King Arthur, suggesting justice or the highest source of authority. Being double-edged, swords can evoke feelings of guilt or remorse, but they also suggest spiritual strength and lack access the ability to cut away what is non-essential. I feel then that Kavi giving Venka the sword is basically just like, here is the sword so you can cut away what you don't need in your life. Basically
Yeah.
me.
Yeah, just remove what is unnecessary for your happiness.
Yeah,
Here's the tool.
basically. I don't know if Kavi realized that her unhappiness also is Kavi, but
Or it's linked to the lack of her presence.
yeah. She basically just like left her there with the Wolf Riders and went to live her life as she wanted.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So the next one is Nightfall.
And basically all of Nightfall's dream is shadows. Did you dream of someone, perhaps a strange or someone you know, who behave in a repulsive, hateful, or shocking way, and your instinct response was one of loathing? If so, you may have encountered your shadow. In waking life, your conscious represents your shadow, but in dreams it can come to the fore as a useful indicator of your shadow in the equality you despise most in other people, such as boastfulness and cowardice. When your shadow appears, it may be telling you to embrace that part of yourself you find hard to accept, so that you can enhance your creativity. The shadow is the unacceptable or unknown aspect of ourselves. It desires from our pre-human animal past, when our concerns were limited to survival and reproduction, and when we weren't self-conscious. A symbol of the shadow include the snake, the dragon, monsters, and demons. It can appear in many different dream disguises. A foreigner, prostitute, murderer, thief, stranger, alcoholic, drug addict, rapist, burglar, servant, or someone following you. It often guards the entrance to a cave or pool of water, which is the collective unconscious. The shadow is not always represented as an enemy in dreams. It often contains values that are needed by consciousness and only becomes hostile when ignored or misunderstood. Although it suggests that dark side of the ego, the shadow is actually a normal, neither good nor bad. Just like animals, an animal is capable of tender care for its young and vicious killing for food, but it doesn't choose to do either. It just does what it does. It is innocent, but from our human perspective, the animal world looks rather brutal, inhumane, So the shadow becomes the part of ourselves that we can't quite admit to.
And I think it's quite telling that like shadows often come in the shape of a snake.
Yeah,
A black snake, maybe.
I noticed that too. Dragons, we don't hear that too much with the elf world, but monsters could be two-edged.
Or other misformed creatures.
Yeah, and then you have demons. Demons are the elves, but
yeah,
she, like the other elves, actually appears in her dream too. So, but I feel like almost the whole description just described her entire dream in a way.
Yeah, it does.
It really suits her dream.
Yeah. So the next dream is Pike.
And it's hard to find symbols in Pike's dream.
Yeah, because dream berries doesn't really exist.
No, because berries is not a symbol in itself, because you have to have blueberries, raspberries, and dream berries.
But dream berries
was not in the book.
No.
Weirdly enough.
Yeah.
So his symbol is alcohol. Dreams of future alcohol can be interpreted in two ways. They could be a warning that you need to take it easy, or they could be a suggestion that your life needs more stimulation and excitement. It can also refer to the way you deal with difficult feelings by drowning them in drink. On the other hand, do you feel drunk with success? And if you do, is your unconscious warning you to rein in your exuberance, as it is unsettling to those around you? And pay attention to what you and other people say in your dream over a glass of wine or beer.
Well, we're not really talking about a glass
No.
of wine or beer, though. More like a mountain of dreamberry wine.
To dream of drinking wine refers to festivity, celebration, and companionship. To dream that you're breaking wine bottles, significant overindulgence and lack of control. Well, Pike's dream is hard to
interpret.
Yeah. But the start, though, that he, like, the dream could mean one of two things, that it could be a warning that he needs to take it easy.
Yeah.
I think so.
Me too.
Not so much that he needs to, or he needs more stimulation and excitement, because
no, got enough of that.
Yeah. With the
Crewman's God and
yeah, everything.
Yeah.
And there was nothing for poop, so
can you do that?
Well, Pike's dream is Pike, so
it's very, very Pike.
Yeah.
So the next dream is Scott.
So for Scott's dream, we have looked up snow and palace again. A dream that futures snow has a similar interpretation to dreams that future frost, only this time the message is highlighted even more. Snow in dreams could reflect your emotional isolation or a cold interaction with someone close to you in waking life. Alternatively, the dream could be suggesting that you have shut down your emotions as a self-defense mechanism to protect you from getting hurt. If, however, the snow was thieving in your dream, or you were playing in the snow or throwing snowballs, this indicates that the icy mud is slowly warming and melting. Alternatively, do you feel snowed under with responsibility in waking life? Snow is also a symbol of purity, but if a white blanket of snow is covering everything in your dream, this could suggest that the rich complicities of life are being covered up. Dreams in which ice appears are symbol of emotional rigidity or indifferences to the feelings of others. The image may have been conjured up to warn you against narrow-mindedness and to urge you to open your mind to new possibilities.
I don't think his dream is about purity.
No, but I think that this last sentence, that he needs to open his mind, is perfect.
Yeah.
Because that's basically what everyone tells both Scott and Krim.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And the people that think that they're pure need to look again at what the...
Yeah.
They have to look more into what the go-backs actually are doing up in the mountains at winter.
Yeah.
Because pureness is not it.
No. And then he also see the palace at the end. And then the symbol for the palace with Scott is that he's putting up a facade with the Wolf Riders, and since he's raised with by the go-backs, he's afraid to show who he really are.
Yeah. So the next one is Too Late.
Her symbols are children and lost. The most likely explanation for dreams about your own children is that you are worried about them in some way or that you need to see certain issues from point of view. The most likely explanation for dreams about your own children is that you are worried about them in some way or that you need to see certain issues from their point of view. Dreams in which you are lost, linked with feelings of confusion, lack of direction, and conflict. The dream environment in which you are lost will define what the confusion or conflict is about. Sometimes this lost feeling arises because there are issues and changes in your life that you have not acknowledged or do not want to acknowledge. If you have this dream, ask yourself in what sense you have lost your way. Have you lost your identity? Are you confused about your career goals or unable to make a clear decision? Do you feel as if you have any direction in life? Identifying the problem area and considering your options should help you get right back on track. In spiritual terms, you do not know what you are looking for until you find it, and then search for lost object represents the search for enlightenment. Some psychologists believe that dreams about being lost may also signify a new beginning, as and express an anxiety of leaving behind the old and familiar. Dreams in which someone else is lost represent issues and feelings regarding that person that are unresolved. They can also indicate a lost opportunity. Consider also whether there are aspects of the person you have dreamed you have lost within your own self. Perhaps you need to recapture and re-acknowledge those aspects.
We feel like that pretty much like sums up what her dream was about.
Yeah, I think that since Little Patch lived a shorter life, she feels that she missed out on so much with him. Like, you see the other cubs in the village, their family get to experience so much with them. She didn't get that with Little Patch, so she has so much like unresolved.
Yeah, she only had him for such a short time and couldn't like experience all the things when he was small and in the teen years and everything like the other elves can with their children, because they grow up so much slower.
Yeah, and they are basically here for so much longer.
Yeah. The next up is Shenzhen.
And her symbols are jealousy and cave. To dream that you are jealous of another fortune significant your own misfortune and difficulties in climbing the social ladder. To dream that you're jealous of another person signifies that such feelings may be carried over from your waking life. Something about this person makes you feel inadequate. Try to identify what exactly you are jealous of and ask yourself whether this is a quality you should nurture within yourself. If you're trying...
Yeah, as you talked about, this dream is basically about her feeling envious of Lita and jealous of Lita and her beauty and not feeling good enough, or like she always comes in second because everyone always likes her sister better.
Not exactly that they do that, but that's like
how she feels.
Yeah. Like a womb, a cave protects and conceals. It is associated with mystery, danger, and unconscious. While the cave may appear frightening, and exploration may reveal exciting things. If you enter the cave in your dream, this suggests change and deeper understanding of yourself. If you're too afraid to enter, there may be aspects of your life that you don't want to acknowledge. Or do you feel that you are about to cave in or give away something else? Descending into a cave may represent a desire to explore your unconscious.
And this part of the dream was very much about like her realizing that she's not less worth or less than Lita, that she's equal.
No, she was not afraid, so she just went in there.
Yeah.
And just like accepted she's different.
Yeah. And just like realizing her own beauty and that she doesn't have to measure up to her sister. She don't have to compare to her sister.
No. So that's a good thing.
Yeah. Next one is Clearbrook.
Her symbols are kill and trapped. If you dream about plotting to kill, killing a person or an animal, or see people or animals being killed, this does not necessarily mean you are latent violent tendencies. Instead, it can mean that death of thoughts and actions that have been restricting your personal growth. A deliberate act of murdering might suggest hostility with the identity of the victim, and murdering assisting with the interpret action. Dreams of actually killing or murdering someone or being killed or murdered yourself in a dream are not very common. But if you do experience such dreams, they may indicate deep and unresolved emotions and physical conflicts that are interfering with your emotional and physical health in waking life. There is a part of you that feels dead or out of control, or there is a part of your life that you wish would disappear. Such dreams of murder or killing can also express violent and powerful rage.
I think that the fact that she dreamed about killing Tuej in particular is very strong, as he has been a very big uncertainty for them. They haven't really known where to put him, who he is, if it's on their side or Vinaville's side.
And she killed him 3 times.
Yeah.
Or 2.
2 times.
2 times. So
I think it's a pretty strong message of like how she feels about him.
yeah, and they don't know where he is, so he's a big
No.
uncertainty, or like they don't know where they have him mentally because he's so unstable, and they
Yeah.
don't know physically where on this planet he is.
He's a big like question mark for them. So like her actually killing him several times, I think it's a very strong message about how she feels about him.
Yeah.
And also like the fact that she tried to, or like wanted to delete that part of her past where Vinaville kidnapped Vinkin.
Yeah.
Because that was pretty traumatic for the whole tribe.
It was. Trapped. This dream suggests confusion or conflict about how to act in waking life. Feeling trapped or unable to move alone. Move also mirrors what occurs to the large muscles of the body during normal REM sleep. When they are paralyzed, they prevent the body from acting out dreams. Such dreams could reflect frustration in waking life, such as feeling trapped in relationships or dead-end jobs. The flip side to such dream is a dream to discovering new spaces. You may open a door in your home and find new room or find something new in the neighborhood. These dreams usually occur when you feel that an aspect of your life is opening up. Claire Book knew she was dreaming though.
She did.
So maybe also she knows or like that they were soon waking up.
Maybe. And like she had to kind of accept what happened to Vinkin, and
Yeah, she can't control everything.
no.
She needs to let go of some of her feelings.
Yeah. So next up is Skywise.
And his symbols are stars and flying. The planets, stars, and constellations have been considered good luck omens since the earliest time. Dreaming of them represents your wish to guide your own fortune, hence wishing upon a star. In general, they suggest exciting new opportunities as long as you possess the necessary self-belief. To view the twinkling of a star on a dark night portrays a bright, either physical or symbolic, while to imagine a 5-pointed star was once thought to be a sign of great wisdom. Dream stars can also represent intuition and insight. The North Star aids navigation and may act as a symbol guide to the unconscious. The star is a symbol of success or aspiration in modern life. The star is a shape that is widely used to represent a variety of tangible and intangible things. The 5 points of the star represent the 4 elements and the divine: earth, air, fire, water, and spirit. Dreams of flying are very common and vary from dream to dream. Most typical dreamers don't go on long. Instead, they hover about 100 or so yards from the ground. The most simple explanation of this kind of dreams was put forward by English physician Havelock Ellis in his book The World of Dreams, in which he suggests that it is a breathing while asleep that suggests that the idea of flying of the unconscious mind. So flying are nothing else but the desire of sexual freedom, and the idea that dreams of flying are associated with sex in search by some other dreams researchers. However, as with all dreams, there can be many interpretations. Flying dreams and the ability to control your flight can be representative of your own personal sense of power. If you are flying with ease and enjoying the sense and landscape below, then it suggests that you are on top of a situation. You have risen above something. It may also mean that you have gained a different perspective on things, having difficulty saying.
Can I just say how I love that his dream was about sex and sexual freedom?
If it's that is for Skywise, though.
That's perfect.
Yeah, and actually dreaming about flying is one of the most common dreams. Is on the number 4 on the list of the 50 most common dreams.
Yeah.
So symbolize freedom in every aspect of your life, I guess.
Yeah. Fits him well.
Yeah.
Yeah. So the next one is Cutter.
And Cutter's symbols are cliff, falling, and empty. The high vantage point of a cliff offers the opportunity for a wider bird's eye view, even if it may be frightening to be so exposed. If you dream about being on a cliff, it might relate to an important decision of a difficult situation. You may need to take a risk by overcoming fears and stepping into the unknown.
And Cutter on the top of that cliff is all about his fear of falling and fear of losing Lisa. And
Yeah.
it is a really, really strong component in all of these dream.
And falling is also a really common dream symbol. It's number 3 on the list. Dreams of falling may be prompted by your fear of heights in waking life. If this isn't the case, falling dreams may be your dreaming mind's way of drawing your attention to feelings of frustration and loss of control. In which area of your life do you feel you are falling down, slipping, or losing your place? Dreams of falling can be associated with the feelings of loss of control or letting yourself down. Sometimes the sensation is so terrifying that your conscious mind jerks you awake mid-flight. Dreams of falling indicate that you are contemplating giving in to a sexual urge or impulse. You may be lacking in direction. According to biblical interpretations, dreams about falling have a negative overtone and suggest that someone is acting and walking according to their own way of thinking and not to the one of the Lord.
Well, I feel like his feeling of loss of control is very strong in this part of the dream.
Yeah.
I don't think it has much to do about sex, but
not for Cutter's sake, but
or like the whole thing of the dream. I don't feel like it has much to do about sex, as it is a very scary dream.
Yeah,
and it is about him losing his whole family and losing the people that he cared the most about, and them just being whipped away for 10,000 years.
Yeah, and losing the control of his family and also losing the sense of the way, which then symbolizes back to like the religion part, because the way is basically their religion.
It is.
And then empty. A dream symbol that suggests loss of motivation, pleasure, and enthusiasm in your waking life, and depending on your circumstances, loneliness and feelings of isolation. On the other hand, it can also suggest potential and opportunity and the chance to start afresh.
I think this has a lot to do with loneliness and depression.
It is. He didn't have too much to like start fresh. He wanted back to the old.
Yeah, he lost his life mate, his children, and his best friend. Like, he did have his tribe, but he lost the 4 most important people in his life.
Yeah, he lost his soul mate and soul brother.
Yeah.
So.
And his children. So I think it has a lot to do with like loneliness and depression.
It has.
Yeah. I hope you guys enjoyed this different type of episode. And if you did, you are welcome to go on our Podbean page and give us a comment.
Or a little heart. We like the heart button.
The next episode will be out on July 31st.
So until then, go recognize the troll.